Hello, I'm William Tapscott. I'm with the Taylorsville CrimeWatch in Bartholomew County. Today I'm here with Ryan Lauer, Indiana State Representative, and Mayor Jim Lienhoop.
Thanks, William. Glad to be here again. And today our guest is Ryan Lauer, who's Indiana State Representative from District 59, which is the one that encompasses Bartholomew County. We've got a few issues that we'd like to talk about that might be of interest to you, so let's get started. You know, Ryan, Indiana has made some big changes for veterans this session. Can you talk about what those have been?
That's right. One of the things that we value are our veterans that do such a wonderful job when they're in service and when they're out of service. And this legislative session, we passed House Bill 1010, which exempts all military retirement income and pensions from state income tax.
That's pretty significant.
It is. It was a feat that is a long time coming. We have neighboring states that had better benefits for our retirees, and we are hoping to make sure our veterans stay in Bartholomew County and that they have a good quality of life. 9% of our residents in Bartholomew County are veterans, and 11% of our small businesses are veteran-owned. So it's an issue that's very important, I think, for Columbus and Bartholomew County. And the legislation we passed will exempt the retirement income for all our veterans that honorably served.
Well, that's good to know, but you mentioned about legislation that you passed. Indiana passed a 2-year budget. You might talk about that a little bit and go forward with different budget priorities that the state legislature had.
Yes, Indiana's on a biennium. That's a budget every 2 years, so this was a big budget year. Indiana has enacted a responsible and balanced budget. We're the envy of the states in our country because we're doing so well. We've got over $2 billion in reserves. Our infrastructure and highways, bridges are fully funded with a 20-year plan. One of the most important priorities in this budget was education. We focused very strongly on increasing teacher pay and more opportunities for our teachers and more funding for our students and our classrooms. We passed a record $35 billion K through 12 education, and that includes classroom funding and teacher pay. Our children are the most important thing for the future, and we made that a top priority this session. One of the things that we'll see are additional funding for our schools here, almost $200 increase per student.
Wow.
And also an adjustment on the pensions. Our pensions are fully funded, and through a one-time $150 million payment, we were able to save $70 million every year across the state of Indiana, which directly affects the bottom line of our schools. So,
The $150 million went where?
that was money we paid cash to pay down our pension obligations and benefits. And the reality of that is our schools are having to put money into the retirement accounts, and this lightens their burden so they don't have to pay as much. Is a realization of almost $1 million of freed up monies here in Bartholomew County. So very excited about that. Over half of our budget in Indiana goes to K through 12 education, and 12% on top of that goes to higher education, of which we benefit here locally as well. One of the things I'm very proud of in this legislative session that's a real win for Columbus, $30 million for Ivy Tech here for a new building that'll replace the current building that needed a lot of repairs.
Great.
And we're going to see a whole new set of students and opportunities and programs and curriculum here, and continue to expand the higher education as well as fully funding our priorities in K through 12 education as well. So I'm very excited about the fiscal responsibility that Indiana has had, which allows us to get to this point where we can focus on increasing teacher pay and focus on the children and increasing the dollars that go to our classrooms.